The Pokemon Presents just ended with the exciting reveal everyone was anticipating. Generation 10 is on the way with Pokemon Wind and Waves. This reveal trailer for the Switch 2 exclusive looks incredible. So, of course, you know what that means. Ahoy folks and happy Pokemon Day. Welcome to another Toontress analysis. Rits, grab that magnifying glass, because we're gonna comb through this entire trailer to find every Pokemon that we can. Which ones are coming back from the previous gens? Can we find any hints of other new Pokemon? Let's go through and find out together. First off, I want to point out we're not going to be counting any Pokemon seen in the drawings of the memories at the beginning of the trailer, as those were meant to represent earlier regions, and may not necessarily reflect what's here in this new region. And for any confirmed Pokemon, I will then also be counting all of their evolutions or pre-evolutions by extension. So, let's get into this. First up, we've got Gloom and Tropius. The presence of Gloom indicates we'll likely have Vileplume and Blossom. There's also an Oddish seen later in the trailer. Then we have Wailmer and Wailord, Nimble, and we can then infer Lokix, its evolution, as well as Tailo, and we can infer Swellow. There's the Oddish that we mentioned earlier, and then we have Tangela, which means we'll get Tangrowth, a bunch of Ladybug and Eledian. There's a Slugma, which means we'll also get Magcargo, and a Sizzlipede, which means we'll get Centiskorch. Of course, we have Pikachu, which means we'll get Pichu and Raichu, a Wingull, which means we'll get Pelipper, a Krabby, which means we'll get Kingler, Sandygast, which means we'll get Palossand. Then we have a Corsola, a Mareanie, a Carnivine, Tympole, which means we'll get Palpitoad and Seismitoad, Duskull, which means we'll get Dusclops and Dusknor, Toxapex, the evolution of Mareanie, which is why I didn't mention it earlier, Lumineon, so we can infer Finneon, its pre-evolution, Tynamo, which means we'll get Electric and Electros, and Frillish, which also means we'll get Jellicent. There's also an advertisement behind these Duskull of Slowking. Generally, Pokemon seen on ads show up in the game too, so we can probably expect to see Slowking and the rest of the line here with Slowpoke and Slowbro. And then, of course, we have our new starter Pokemon, Brout, the grass starter, Pombon, the fire starter, and Gekwa, the water starter. Counting all of these, including all of the inferences from evolutions and pre-evolutions, that should be 51 Pokemon known so far, which is a pretty great start here. Also worth mentioning, there were 2 special Pikachu that wear special outfits and are each themed to the 2 different games. They also appear to be specifically shiny Pikachu. The website and PR tease that they're important to the adventure, and they're specifically named Mr. Windychew and Miss Wavychew. And with that, those are all of the Pokemon I could find from this reveal trailer for Pokemon Wind and Waves. I'm really excited for this game, and since it's not coming until 2027, they're really taking their time to cook something good here, and I can't wait to learn more. But what do you think of the reveal trailer? What Pokemon do you hope we see show up in the game? And of course, what starter are you gonna pick? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe for plenty more gaming goodness from me, including more on Pokemon Wind and Waves as we eventually learn more about them. But until next time, farewell everyone. Special thanks to my channel members at the Co-Star Luma tier: Kiss My Flapjack, Game Explained, Cerulean Piplup, Swiftjar, Simpsons 703, and Thale Caesar.